Good afternoon, Sally and all. Can you hear me? Sham, Sally? Okay, Sham, can you hear me? Okay, let us start with today's topic. Are you ready? Tell me something. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, did you revise last day portion? Is it enough? Okay, good. Actually, today's portion is related to a continuation of last day portion. Okay. Okay, what I'm doing, we can revise through some main equation. Okay, so I'm going to write again delta E En related equation En. Okay, En is equal to minus Rx 1 by N square. This is the famous equation. Okay, minus Rx is equal to 1 by N square. Another is saying 1/8 into 10 to the power minus 18 z square upon n square into j. One more. If we want to find out the radius, you can use 52.9 of n square upon z psychometer. Okay, very famous. Then delta E is equal to Rh of 1 by n1 square minus 1 by N2 square. This RH factor is equal to, can you tell me what about the RH value? Students, text me RH value. RH value. Can you hear me? RH value equal to, tell me. Hello? Shaunk and Shelly. Shelly, text me. Text me. What about RH value? Hello? Do you know? Or any confusion? What happened, students? Are you there? How is possible? I am asking RH value. RH. This is constant time, no? It's wrong. Revise once again. This is your RH value. 2.8. Okay. 2.8 is the RH value. So, we can substitute. So, what happens? 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joules, and then 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. So, this is the constant term you want to memorize. 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. And then radius want to memorize. Okay. Then frequency, mu is equal to delta E by H. E is equal to H nu, students. So with the help of this equation, we can go through. Same as equation, not down. They're very important. That's right. Okay. Another equation we will discuss. So this much only, revise once again. En RH factor ke saath, this is the general form. Okay, n square. So with the help of this two states, means we already discussed the Balmer and Pascal bracket series. N is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. Okay. So Balmer series is there. Everything higher state is going to second level. Okay. Balmer series is there. So n is according to that. N1 means lower, N2 means higher. Where it will come from? Suppose this is an N1. This is N2. So stage become N1 square minus N2 square like this. Okay. So R and radius. Radius of an electron means electrons are, suppose this is a nucleus. Electrons are revolving around in it. That revolving electron, student, that have a particular energy. That energy can be denoted by Bohr. According to Bohr point of view, we can find it out energy in this form. Okay, with the help of hydrogen spectrum and all, we will find it out. But that Bohr condition, Bohr calculation only limited for hydrogen-like atom. Okay, so lot of drawbacks we want to say. So what are the limitations? He failed to account a very good detail about the spectrum of atoms other than hydrogen. This is one of the drawbacks. Okay, for example, helium atom which contains 2 electrons. That cannot be find it out with the help of this hydrogen spectrum. Clear? And then it cannot be explained the ability of atom to atom molecule by chemical bond. That also one of the major failure of Bohr's model. Okay, so definitely we want to go through another model. No. Before entering to another model, with the help of this equation, you want to solve. You want to solve some question. 2 questions you want to solve. So students, very famous equation according to Bohr concept, En, energy you want to find out energy. And then from the nucleus, how much is the radius? With the help of Rn, with the help of this equation, we can find it out the radius. Okay, then energy change also you can find from 2 states. 2-state energy emission energy. This one is emission energy, no? That's right. So these are the general major equation, and this also for finding out any frequency, if they are providing and changing energy, this is called a Planck's constant, 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules. Na? So Planck's constant is available. Okay, you can substitute everything, you will get the product. Okay, so we can solve a question right now. This much understand, student? Tell me. Clear? Is it clear? Any doubt? Related to equation, this is a revision. Related to previous section. Okay. Okay. So, a question. Write down the question. What are the frequencies and wavelength? What are the frequencies and wavelength of a proton emitted during a transition from n is equal to 5 stage to the n is equal to 2 stage in hydrogen atom. Is it possible to solve, students? Try. What are the frequency and wavelength? Both you want to find out. Frequency as well as wavelength, lambda. Both you want to find it out. Okay. Frequency of a proton emitted during a transition from n is equal to 5 stage to the n equal to second. So n is equal to 5 stage, student. So we have n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. 5 stage 2 the n is equal to, sorry, n is equal to second stage. So what about the series? What about the name of the series? Can you tell me? What about the name of the series? Text me, students. Yeah, sound very good. It's a Balmer series. Hai? So, is it possible to solve the question? Each and every details are with you. Can you solve with the help of equation? What about the equation? I already mentioned you delta E is equal to minus RH factor of 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square is the formula. So, RH factor you already know. Okay, N1 and N2 stakes is given in the case. Then you can solve. Solve this one. With the help of calculator, you want to tell me the final answer also. Find it out fast. So, with the help of, first of all, you want to find the delta E and then tell me the answer. Delta E. Tell me, students, what is the delta E? What about your answer? Delta E. Minus 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. Very good. Shout. Okay. Then what about, this is an emission energy, no? Delta E na, is an emission energy. Okay. Then what about your role? You want to find out what? E is equal to H nu. This is another famous equation with you. With the help of that equation, try to find out the frequency mu. Find out fast. Delta E is equal to H nu. Find out fast. Delta E is equal to H nu. Then nu is equal to, tell me, delta E by H. This is the equation. Tell me the answer quickly. 6.91 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. Clear, Anna? Okay. So, Shaun, tell me what about the H? Value of H? Become? Shaun, you can communicate through audio. No problem. Tell me quickly. Sally, Planck's constant H is equal to? Is it possible to audio chat? Students, can you? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule. Joule second is there in a student. Yeah, not joule, joule second, correct. Okay. So, good. Then how you will find it out lambda? This is my question. How you will find it out lambda? Lambda is equal to? C by mu, na? It's a famous equation, C by mu. Means E, so this is derived from this equation. E is equal to H nu. This nu can change by H into C by lambda. So the same thing, if you want to find it out lambda, that is equal to C by mu. Okay. So lambda you can find it out. C is the velocity of light, you already know. Then mu, now you only find it out mu. Then Tell me. Answer. Yeah, C by lambda, correct. Then tell me the answer. C is the velocity of light. 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second divided by 6.91 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. So answer becomes approximate answer. Okay, 434 nanometer. This is the answer. Okay, you can find it out afterwards. No problem. Another one, another question. Another question, we can discuss another question. Calculate the energy associated with the first orbital of He plus, helium plus. What is the radius of this orbital? Radius of an orbital you want to find out. Okay. Energy also you can find out. So En is equal to, there is an equation is for you, na? En is related to En. En is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power 18. That is RH related equation is there, na? Means, yeah, this is a famous equation. That is minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joule Z square. Okay. Z square upon N square per atom. This equation, one of the famous equations. With the help of this equation, first of all, you can find out En, means calculate the energy associated with them. Then, after that, what is the radius? So, how you will find out the radius, students? Here, what about N? N. What about N? Read the question clearly. Then tell me, what do you mean by N? N equal to 1, correct. So you can substitute everything. Z is equal to, which one? Orbital helium. Helium having Z equal to helium 2. So substitute everything. Helium Z is equal to 2. N is equal to, means first orbital, na? Energy shell level. N is equal to level, first level. So substitute everything, you will get an approximate answer around minus 8.72 into 10 to the power minus 18 joule. This is the energy associated with this. Then how you will find out the radius of this orbital? The same 0.529 nanometer. 0.529 nanometer into Z square upon, there is a Rn related equation is there, na students? 0.91 Z square upon N square. Sorry, interchange. Here, N square and here, Z. So, with the help of this equation, 0.0529 nanometer into N square divided by Z. So, Z is you already know, N you know, substitute everything, radius will be given. Okay, so radius around 0.02645 nanometer, 0.0264 nanometer. Okay, understood, very easy. First of all, from your side, what you want to do? You want to by heart the equation clearly. Okay, radius wise, energy wise. Here, why we choose this energy? Because they are specifying this kind of hydrogen-like atom, no? He plus. Okay, not about the hydrogen. Otherwise, another famous equation is dissociation level energy delta E is equal to another level related one. Means Balmer Pascal level related one. So minus RH is equal to 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. This one you can choose, energy finding. But this is not like that. Hydrogen-like atom, how they behaving, their radius, everything can find it out with the help of these two famous equations. By heart these two equations. Finished. That section becomes finished after the by hearting, after solving this kind of same kind of question. That section become over. Okay. Another thing. So lot of drawbacks they have. So this concept is lot of drawbacks. So little bit only we considering. We want to move out into another one, that is quantum mechanical model. Towards quantum mechanical model of the atom, we are in the nature. Okay. We are in the condition of okay. Quantum mechanical model of the atom. Another one, another branch of science. Quantum. Okay. Okay. This is one of the famous branch. Okay. So here means Bohr model facing a lot of drawbacks. Okay. After that, there is a development. That development lead to the explanation of two important behavior. They are dual behavior of matter and uncertainty principle. Dual behavior. Dual behavior and uncertainty principle. Both are very important. Okay, in the sense of quantum mechanical model of atom. Here, students, just as the photon has momentum as well as field. Look, students, suppose this is a small microscopic particle. Okay, it is moving around in it. The same time, the quantum mechanical concept, new concept, they are starting to explain both the wave characteristic as well as particle characteristic. Particle and the wave nature. This is a particle. In the beginning of our this theory related to atomic structural theory finding during the observational means beginning time, we can only explain with the particle nature. Okay, but after a lot of conclusion, then they are telling that only one nature of means atom or electron particle is not a possibility. We want to check a lot of things, but it is only possible with the help of wave character behavior. Both wave and particle character we want to check. Suppose students, there is a beaker containing water. We are adding any stone or in it, they will create some waves nature. Na? So wave means what? The energy is transferring from one side to other as well like a wave. Na? In the same way, for explaining the wave in so exact location, exact energy, the quantum mechanical means quantum mechanical so it's only means assumptions only. Lot of assumptions they want to explain quantum mechanical. So during that assumption, definitely they want to study the dual behavior. Dual behavior means a particle which is showing wave character as well as particle behavior. Okay, that area is called dual behavior of atom. We want to explain in detail. So that means explanation and it comes by with the help of quantum mechanical model of atom. Uncertainty principle also, it will help for them. quickly. Okay. Then before that, we can see that nowadays E is equal to H nu. Nu is equal to C by lambda. This only related to wavelength related equation. Okay. But instead of that, the lambda we can find it out with the help of another equation, famous equation MV. Lambda is equal to H by MV. Okay. So H by MV means H by PP is the momentum. So with the help of this equation, this is called the dual nature of de Broglie's equation. We can call this equation is called the de Broglie, one of the famous scientists, whose famous equation that is called the de Broglie momentum, de Broglie wavelength and all. Okay, this is de Broglie concept. De Broglie. This concept covered by de Broglie, another famous scientist. It's very important equation. Okay. How? Because with the help of this equation, we can analyze that S is the Planck's constant, M is the mass, and V is the velocity. So mass and velocity is associated with the wave nature. So before this equation, we have only one idea, only wave is associated, sorry, particle nature can only explain. But after the concept, auto study and all will conduct, after that they are concluded that the wave is associated with the particle nature also, because mass is there, and M is stands for M is equal to mass, V is equal to velocity. So lambda is a wavelength. So wave nature is associated with the mass, means particle nature also. Okay, so both we can explain with the help of de Broglie famous equation. Very important, students. I'm telling 2-3 times. Lambda is equal to H by MV. MV is the equation for finding out momentum, mass into velocity. So H by P is the famous equation. Note down this one. After solving a lot of questions, you will familiar with all things. Okay, first of all, note down. This is the de Broglie's wavelength. So what happened, students? De Broglie prediction was confirmed experimentally. Okay, when it was found that electron beam undergo diffraction. Okay, with the help of electron microscope. So anyway, every object in motion has a wave character. Every object in motion has some wave character. What are the general pointers? These points are very important, no doubt. First famous equation, that is lambda is equal to H by mv, which is equal to H by P. P stands for momentum. Okay, so important generalization means every object in motion has a wave character. Wavelength is associated with a ordinary object. Okay, wavelength. Every object in motion has a wave character. Every object in motion associated with a wave. Motion is associated with a wave. Okay, this is the first one. Look, students, suppose there is an ordinary substance is with you. Ordinary substance is a very big in mass. Mass is very big. Okay, they are moving in a particular manner. But if we compare it, means ordinary substance is there. So in general, wavelength is associated with ordinary objects are so short that their wave property cannot be dictated because they are large mass. Due to large mass, their wave property we cannot detect it. But wavelength is associated with electrons and other subatomic particles can, however, be detected experimentally. Okay. So very small mass is there. So with the help of small mass associated with the subatomic particles can, however, be detected experimentally. Okay. So wavelength of large particle is very difficult for determine because their mass become very high. the wavelength associated with electron-like particles is possible. Why? Because their mass is very low. That's why. These are the major points. So we can go through a question. Write down. What will be the, write down, what will be the wavelength, what will be the wavelength of a ball, of mass is provided 0.1 kilogram, moving 1 kilogram only, very minute mass only, 0.1 kilogram moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. What are the information given in your question? What will be the wavelength of a ball? Lambda you want to find out. Of mass. Mass is given 0.1 kilogram. Moving with a velocity. Velocity V is equal to 10 to the power meter per second is given. So which equation you will choose, students? Tell me. Then find out the answer quickly. Yes, tell me. Wavelength you want to find out. Okay. So equation becomes Sayali. H by mv, correct. So H is there, but mv you want to find out, multiply 0.1 kilogram into 10 meter per second. Tell me. Tell me the answer. Shout. What about the answer? Shout. How we want to substitute? Because H is equal to H by mv, no? Which is equal to H means 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second, whole divided by mass. Mass is equal to 0.1 kilogram. Units are very important. Okay. 0.1. Yeah, you find out the answer, Anna. Good. 0.1 into 10 to the power meter per second. Tell me, units have a very good importance. 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 meter. Because wavelength is there, na? So wavelength have a unit. Joule is cancelled. Okay. Likewise. Joule is, we can convert it into kilogram, meter, second. Joule is this is a unit of joule. So how you will find out a question like this? Unit conversion is very important. I will teach you. Here you can see that joule is there. Okay, rewrite it. Joule only, units only, I am going to rewrite. And then how it becomes second. This is our, sorry, how it's going to meter. This is our going to finding out. Okay, joule second upon meter per second we have. So joule is not a, means we can convert it into kilogram and meter per second square format. Okay, so joule we can convert it into in this form. So it becomes kilogram. Here is also another kilogram is there, na? Kilogram meter per second into. Okay, so kilogram is there, meter square is there, second minus 2. This is the normal condition. Joule second. Okay. Suppose this in second inverse now it's going to move upside, so it becomes 1 plus 1 2. Second is square. So this second square and this square is going to cancel. Then 1 meter and 1 meter going to cancel. 1 kilogram cancel. So finally meter only, this is your unit. Okay. So while during your examination time, you don't know how to solve the equation, but in your option you can see that meter. So with the help of this unit, try to find out, try to by heart this one. Joule is equal to kilogram meter square per second square. Very important. Kilogram meter square per second. Joule is equal to another conversion. Okay, unit conversion into kilogram. Joule is equal to kilogram means Newton per meter, and students, like this. Newton per meter. Yeah. So kilogram meter square per second square. Keep this in your mind. Joule equal to another unit conversion in the form of kilogram. Clear? Okay, we are moving to another topic. Students, is it possible to find out? Suppose in a question, wavelength you want to find out. Okay, you want to find out the wavelength. Wait a second, students. In a question, you want to find out the wavelength, but they are providing velocity and kinetic energy related information they are providing in your question. Then how you will approach a question? What about the equation for kinetic energy related to mass velocity? Kinetic energy is equal to, tell me, do you know the equation? Kinetic energy. Sound? Kinetic energy is equal to sound. Do you know? Yes or no? Tell me sound. Half mv square. Correct. Okay, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. In a question, they are providing you kinetic energy. And then they are telling that find out the lambda. Lambda means what? Kinetic energy they are given. And then another one more thing. Mass of electron already they given. Mass is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 19, 1.9. 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. Na? This is the approximate mass of an electron. 31 kilogram. Okay, minus 31 kilogram. This is the thing. So how you will find it out? Wavelength. Mass of electron is given. Kinetic energy is also given. And how you will find out the wavelength? Any idea? For finding out the wavelength, we have lambda is equal to h by mv. Mass is there, but velocity is not here. But velocity related kinetic energy formula you have. So kinetic energy half mv square is equal to, they are providing half mv square is around, kinetic energy is around 3 into 10 to the power, 3 into 10 to the power minus 24 joule. This is the kinetic energy. Mass also they are given. So mass is provided, kinetic energy is given, then you want to find out the velocity. Clear? So with the help of that equation, you can easily find out velocity. So, so this is one KE, na? So 2 KE. 2 KE is there, half mv square kinetic energy. Then how will you find out 2 KE divided by, you can cross multiple, 2 KE divided by m, the whole means 1 by 2, na? Likewise. Okay, half mv square. So this is the condition. After solving, you will get 812 meter per second. 812 meter per second is the velocity of your this problem. So velocity you find out. Mass velocity is there. H is already you know. So try to find out this lambda. Can you find it now? Find it out now. Lambda wavelength and tell me the answer quickly. We already given 8.12. Substitute everything and find out the answer. Can you hear me? Hello? Tally? $897.7 nanometer. Okay, good. No problem. Okay. Good. So likewise, you can solve each and every question. So students, I'm repeating. These kind of equations are very important. Kinetic energy equation, lambda, related. Okay, it will provide you good mark, memorization of this thing. Okay. Now we are moving to another important principle, that is Heisenberg uncertainty principle, students. Quantum mechanical condition. First, dual nature is over. Now we are moving to Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Here in Heisenberg uncertainty principle, what we are doing? It is impossible to determine simultaneously the exact position and the exact momentum. Exact position, exact momentum. Momentum of a microscopic particle is impossible. This is given by Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Clear? Exact position. What do you mean by that concept? Okay. If the position of the electron is non high degree of accuracy, then the velocity of electron will be uncertain. Look, students, suppose actually with the help of this quantum mechanical statement, they are telling that electron we cannot, suppose this is the screen. We are thinking, oh, electron will be here. Actually, there is no electron. Electron is here in boundary, in this kind of a boundary. Electron is somewhere, but we can't see where the exact position, exact momentum completely. Okay. So for finding out the position, suppose, so we are thinking, oh, electron is here, but that electron have a tendency to move to here. So we can't predict the exact location of electron. Okay. So for finding out the exact location of electron actually is impossible. So that exact position, exact momentum impossible. Suppose we can find out, oh, there is an electron is here. We find out the position. So for finding out exact momentum, while we are applying some another energy of photon or anything, is striking on it, it will making an illumination. So with the help of that illumination, we can conclude that there is an electron is there. But illumination is there. Suddenly, the electron can move to another area. That is very, very quickly. We cannot determine the speed also. Okay. So that we can find out the position, but the exact momentum, their movement, how the speed, velocity, power, so we can't determine. Here, this is called uncertainty principle. We are thinking a position, suppose we have determined the position, but the exact location we can't find out. Okay, this is the major problem. At a time we can find both. We can't find both. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so analogy in order to determine the position of electron, we must use a Suppose we are using a meter stick or anything for calibrate the unit or smaller electron, but that calibrated substance should be smaller than the dimension of electron. Okay, so suppose students, we are thinking to calibrate your meter scale or anything with the help of this position and all, how the thickness and all, but with the help of that thing, that possible, then that should be smaller than the electron. Suppose we have a notebook we have. Suppose this is a page. We are going to measure the length and breadth. Okay. So the scale should be smaller than, students, than this notebook. Then only we can measure. Otherwise, how we will find out the unit-wise calculation? The same thing you want to imagine that electron is here. It's very, very minute. For finding out this position, sorry, its length or in its exact location, its position and all, we want to measure it with another instrument that should have smaller dimension than this one. Is it possible? Electron also we can find it out very clear. It can't. But for finding out the exact position of electrons, we want to generate an instrument that is must be lower the dimension than electrons. So actually we can say that it is impossible. Okay. So these are the generalization behind the uncertainty principle and all. Okay, one more thing. So dimensionless. Therefore, a point charge, actually these are the main point. Electrons are point charge only. There is a no. Now, during our studies, electron is in nucleus we have, electron is revolving around in it with a small dot like. Actually, there is no dot. There is no evidence. It's a point charge only. We can't predict, exact location of electron. Electron should be here. Electron should be there. We can predict, right? So it's a point charge. Electron is a point charge and dimensionless also. Dimensionless. These are the two important generalizations behind electron. Okay, electrons are point charge and dimensionless also. So during this generalization, they are pointing out the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. No? This is related to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, pointless charge and dimensionless electron. So in Heisenberg uncertainty principle, HUP, Heisenberg uncertainty principle, they are giving an equation that is very important. Note down, delta x into delta p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Okay, h by 4 pi, delta x into delta p greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi. Okay, so this is the momentum. So delta x is equal to, momentum is equal to mv now, students. M delta v is greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi. This is another generalization, mv delta, or in general like this. Okay, so this is the better option. So we can move this mass into here. So delta x into delta v greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi m is also possible. No? So this is the famous equation. This is uncertainty. X means position, delta p is momentum, h is uncertain, h means, what is this? H is constant, 4 and 5 are, you already know. 4 is the number and 5 is 3.14. Okay. So very important. This one is very important. So another thing, students, E is equal to h by mv. So E is equal to h by p. Lambda is equal to, lambda is equal to h by mv, lambda is equal to h by p. So p is equal to p, momentum is equal to p is equal to h by lambda, h by lambda. These are the another famous equation related to this thing. Okay, actually in my point of view, what do you want to do? Some important equations are with you. Okay, related to first equation E is equal to h nu. With the help of that h nu we can p by lambda, you can convert it into p by lambda form. Again, momentum form means how it come from after the generalization of duality. Okay, so the matter can behave as both wave nature as well as particle nature. In that time, momentum is come out. Okay, so with the help of this equation is generated. Lambda is equal to h by mv, lambda is equal to h by p, like this. Okay, after that, Heisenberg uncertainty principle is also generated. They are pointing out the electrons are point charge and also dimensionless. Okay, at a time it is impossible to determine both the position and the momentum of a microscopic particle like electron is impossible. Okay, so for that they are expressing some uncertainty position delta is uncertainty position momentum and then h by 4 pi greater than is equal to h by these equations are also very important. Okay, so major significance of uncertainty principle now, it rules out the existence of definite path or trajectories of electron and other similar particles. This is the significance. Okay, we are telling that electrons, this is nucleus. Electrons are revolving around a definite trajectory. Actually, after this uncertainty principle, they are telling that it is impossible to determine a definite area. We can't. So this is also going to violate this thing by uncertainty principle. Okay, no trajectory. There is no. It rules out existence of definite path or trajectory of electron and other similar particles. This thing. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Understood, students? Any doubt? Tell me. Clear? Okay. So actually quantum mechanics is a very wide topic, students. Okay. Nowadays we can say that there are lots of experiments as well as generalization is going on, progressing actually. It's a wide range. Only speculations only predictions only. There is no evidence is there. They are pointing out a lot of evidence, but actually no one will perfect in the field of quantum mechanics because somebody are telling electron is there. Somebody says we can't predict the exact position of electron. They are somewhere probability only. Okay, actually we can say that there is a probability only in the position of electron and all. Okay, so we can go through a question related to uncertainty principle, so it become more clear for you. First of all, revise the given equation. Delta x into delta p greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi. In case of momentum is providing, means velocity and mass condition, then it becomes delta x into mv greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi manner. Okay, so another means arrangement and all the equation become delta x into delta v greater than or is equal to h by 4 pi m. Okay, let us do one question. One more interesting experiment result, students. Suppose one scientist now, this is the medium. Okay, here they are telling that electron is here. At this point, electron is there. What they will do now? They will emit a proton. After the emission of this proton, what happens? The position of electron is going to change into another area. Okay, so he thought that, oh, I can easily find out the position very quickly. But then he is moving to here. Means strike on the photon, the electron have a energy provided by this photon, h nu, suppose energy is given by that one. So energy is given to electron, that electron is moved to another area, but where is going? Because very quickly is going. We cannot find out the momentum or velocity here. So this is the result of uncertainty principle. Suppose they are thinking, oh, electron is here, we are providing some energy. With the help of that energy, that particle can move with this here, into here, here. We can't predict, we can't judge the position and the momentum, etc. This is a major condition of this kind of quantum mechanical form. So question right now. A microscope using suitable photon is employed to locate an electron in an atom with a distance of 0.1 angstrom. Okay, 0.1 angstrom. What is the uncertain? There is a sure question you can expect in this model. Okay, kind of model. Uncertainty involved in the measurement of its velocity. This is the question. How you will approach a question, students? This is a question answer. A microscope using suitable photon is employed to locate an electron in an atom with a distance 0.1 angstrom. What is the uncertainty involved in the measurement of its velocity? So delta V you want to find out. Delta V means that uncertain velocity. Now, so how you will find out, students? Delta, you are non-equation delta x into delta T greater than is equal to h by 4 pi. You already know this uncertainty related equation. Okay, greater than or equal to. So equal to symbol you can use, no problem. Delta x into delta P is equal to h by 4 pi. So delta x into, because okay, distance, velocity you want to find out. Okay. So electron is, they are providing electron. Na? So mass of electron you know, na? 9 point, this you want to find out. This you want to memorize, mass of electron. Okay. So mass of electron, how? What about the mass of electron? 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram is the mass of electron. So you got the mass of electron. Then delta x into, you can mv form, na? Sorry. Delta into m into v, which is equal to h by 4 pi. So mass you already know. Velocity you want to find out. Then position. What about the distance? What about the distance, students? Point 1 angstrom is there, na? So in meter, angstrom, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So 0.1 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter is the angstrom content. Means angstrom is converted into meter form. Okay, so everything you can substitute in this equation, then easily you will get the velocity. Delta V is equal to, how it becomes? Delta V is equal to, means approximate velocity. Delta V is equal to, everything is, you want to cross multiply. So h by 4 pi, like this, 4 pi into delta x into delta m. So you can substitute here. H is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules. Second, divided by 4 into 3.14 into delta x position you find out 0.1 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter into delta m mass is here na 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. This is the setup. Okay, so find out the answer quickly. Tell me. Joule you want to convert. Joule is equal to, tell me, kilogram meter square per second square. Very important. So unit you can convert, then cancel out everything. You want to find out the velocity, no? Meter per second, measurement of its velocity. Meter per second should be the value, means unit. Tell me the exact answer, students, then after unit conversion and all. Joule you can substitute with the kilogram. So some terms will cancel out. This kilogram will cancel out. Meter will cancel out. After that, some meter per second only remain. So what about the answer, students? Shaunk? Find out fast. Got it? Five 5.79 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Meter per second, very second. Okay. Good. So this is the condition. Okay, very good, Shaun. Your effort is good. So likewise, you can find out everything. Okay. But students, I already told you Bohr's model was a failure. Okay. So why Bohr model is failure? Because it is not applicable in other kind of things. It is not applicable in the macroscopy level. Only Bohr model, main wave character of electron is not considered in the Bohr model. Na? That is a major failure. Okay. Wave nature is not considered in the Bohr model. Only particle nature. That's a major failure of Bohr model. So after that, de Broglie, then Heisenberg is come forward. Okay. Now we are believing that a particle should possess both wave nature as well as particle nature. Okay. Okay. So anyway, students, we are thinking about macroscopic particle. Na? So that is classification. Okay, students, look. Classical mechanics we have. Classical mechanics. And then quantum mechanics. These are the important two branches. Okay. So in the classical mechanics, macroscopic particles. In the quantum mechanics, microscopic particles only describing. Okay. Microscopic particles. Here only particle nature only. But here both particle and wave nature. So these are the main failure of Bohr theory. Bohr model is only explained in the classical mechanics concept of point of view. Okay, but here this is a major failure. After the entry of quantum mechanical model, they can explain microscopic level also, as well as both particle and wave nature also. These are the major This lead to the failure of that model. Clear? So anyway, branch of science that take into account this dual behavior of matter is called quantum mechanics. Dual behavior. Both particle and wave means dual. Dual behavior can explained with the help of quantum mechanics. Clear? Keep it in your mind. So another a Schrodinger wave equation is there. Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, quantum mechanics, one of the famous equations. With the help of that equation, okay, we can predict the energy, position, and all characteristics of H psi is equal to E psi. This is the famous equation, is called Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, with the help of this H psi is equal to E psi, we can find out both system, electron or atom molecule whose energy does not change with the time. Schrodinger equation is written as H psi is equal to E psi form. H is their mathematical operator called Hamiltonian operator. Hamiltonian operator. Okay. H is called a Hamiltonian operator. Psi is the wave function. Okay. Psi is called what? Wave function. Okay. Psi is the wave function. Then E is the energy. Total energy. So with the help of this recipe, it will operate from expression for the total energy of the system. We can find out the total energy of the system. Total energy of the system. We can easily find out the system. Okay, total energy of the system with the help of this quantum mechanics thing. So hydrogen atom and Schrodinger equation means now you will higher classes only the application of this equation. So something we can apply to this equation. You can easily find out the total energy of the system. Okay. A lot of things we can find out. This is called Schrodinger wave equation. So Schrodinger equation is solved for a hydrogen atom mainly. So that solution, after solving this equation, we are putting something. After solving this equation, we will get the solution we give a possible energy level of electron can occupy and corresponding wave functions of the electron associated with each energy level. So the energy level we can predict. Energy level. Okay, lot of energy levels we can find it out from this kind of equation. So for that, energy state corresponding to wave function which are characterized by a set of three quantum numbers: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and magnetic quantum number. Okay, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and magnetic quantum number. Principal quantum number means azimuthal quantum number and magnetic. These quantum, we will study everything, don't worry. But before entering into that important portion, you want to memorize these things. Lot of quantum numbers are there. Okay. Then one thing, students, suppose psi square is there. This notation will providing the probability of finding the particle in a spatial area. Actually, this is the area. You don't know where it will occur. But with the help of solving this equation and then psi and all, we can predict the probability of finding the particle. Okay, these are the things. Anyway, Schrodinger equation that cannot be solved exactly for a multi-electron atom. Okay, so this difficulty can be overcome by using approximate method. So in the exact multi-electron case, it's not possible. So for that, we are using another thing is approximate method we will use. Approximate method we will use. Okay. So this is the Schrodinger equation. With the help of this equation, total energy of the system, we can find it out. Also, some probability of finding particle, it should be there, it should be here, we can say that. Then also a lot of quantum mechanical quantum number is generated, principal, azimuthal, magnetic quantum number is also generated after that. Then, but it is not possible in the multi-electron case, it's only possible in the multi-electron case can explain with the approximate method, multi-electron condition. Okay. Other than hydrogen, we can find out. So anyway, once again, important feature of quantum mechanics model, I will making a short note for you. It will helpful for your studies. What are the major points? Okay, note down. What are the major points for quantum mechanics? One by one, we can discuss once again as a revision. Okay. Quantum mechanics model, quantum. Summary. Today's class summary. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. So here. First point, the energy of electron in atom is quantized. Okay. First point, the energy of an electron in atom is quantized. It's very important point. Why? What is the meaning? So, means quantized means here is the electron. Okay. We want to jump into n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3 state. Some amount of energy supplied. Suppose 12 kilojoule amount of energy supplied. So it will move to here. But again, I want the same level, same level. So here I am applied around, here I am applying for ground state around 10 kilojoule only. Is it possible to jump? No. That's why I am telling that energy of an electron in atom is quantized. Some amount of specified amount of energy is required for their jump. Otherwise, instead of 12 kilojoule is the normal condition, but suppose we are adding only 6 kilojoules, so it will not form any jump from ground state to excited level. Specified amount of energy is used. That is called quantized. Means that is specified everything in a packet manner. Okay, that is the first point. Second one, the existence of quantized electronic energy level is a direct result of the wave-like property of electron and are allowed solution of Schrodinger wave equation. So major result and everything is related to wave property, wave nature. Okay, this it will related to Schrodinger wave equation, SW, Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, third one, exact position, exact velocity of an electron is cannot determined. Okay, Heisenberg uncertainty principle, exact position, position and momentum we cannot predict. With the help of Heisenberg uncertainty principle already proved that one. Okay, accurately is not possible for that. Then an atomic orbital is a wave function psi for an electron. So psi and fourth one is psi. Psi is a wave function. Okay, psi is a wave function and psi square is the probability of finding electron. Psi square is the probability density, always positive. Okay, from the value of psi square at a different point within an atom. Okay, it is possible to predict the region around the nucleus where electron will most probably found. Means electron is there, nucleus is there, at which and where a location the electron is will found in complete manner is probability. They are checking the probability. Psi square, they are checking the most probability, probable condition. So these are the pointing out manner. First one, the energy of an electron in an atom is a quantized amount. Specified amount of energy is required for the jumping. And then wave nature, Schrodinger wave equation is mainly put forward the wave nature. Already we know the particle nature, but with the help of this wave nature already mentioned. Then Heisenberg uncertainty principle explained the exact position, exact moment that we can't predict at a time. Then psi is a wave function of that thing is called psi. Then psi square. Suppose we are squaring this term, it becomes probability of finding the particle in a special area. So this much point enough, I think so. What do you think, students? Any doubt or anything with you? We can clarify your doubt. Understood? What about my today's section? Tell me. Clear? I think a small point will become you familiar. But you after that, after this class, what do you want to do? You want to revise the portion clearly. Once again, you can read the textbook also and other source also. This is only a small idea related to quantum mechanical treatment of an atom. Clear? Any doubt? Sayali, can you hear me? What happened for Sally? Sally. Clear? Clear, Anna Sally? Okay. So this is a small generalization. Okay. We try to read, students. It become more clear for you. Anyway, tomorrow revise this portion. I will ask some questions related to that thing. Sincere, Pado. Okay. Everything is become in your hand. Okay. So this much only today's section. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.